Hello, my healing hotties. So, before we get started today, I just want to let you all know that Her Healing TV is now on all platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and many more. So, please share as I want this podcast to grow and flourish. So, last episode, we spoke about growth mode. We talked about growth mode being where you want to be living and thriving. Growth can be beautiful, but it can also be scary. And sometimes we need to experience the unknown and scary to evolve. In this episode, we discuss the subtle but not so subtle signs that you are outgrowing your old life. From shifting your mindset to changing your old habits and a deeper spiritual awareness. These moments can feel confusing. I know this because they were for me. But these signs often are proof that you are evolving. If you have been feeling disconnected from who you used to be, this episode will help you understand why and how to embrace the next version of yourself. These are the subtle but not so subtle signs. My name is Mara Noir Sinclair, and welcome to Her Healing TV, a podcast where I teach women to rebuild, rebrand, and reclaim themselves after dealing with trauma. This is where discipline meets divinity, where emotional control becomes power, and where transformation is intentional, not chaotic. Let's get into it. So the first sign that you're going to notice is that you aren't excited about the same things anymore. In episode 5, I told you all that I started saying no without guilt. I explained to you all that I was no longer attracted to the same environments. You too may start to notice that the activities that you did before aren't fun anymore. They feel more draining and unaligned. You may start to feel like you don't have a life in your social battery. Oh, how I know so well. It's completely okay. It's normal when you are evolving. For example, I went out with a friend this past weekend for St. Patrick's Day, and we went out early, probably around 4 p.m., and we had a ball. We had so much fun. But around like 9 p.m., we were both ready to go, both ready to scoop. It was time for us to just get out of there. It was too loud. There was an insane number of people to where it was hard to move around. And I don't like being able not to move when I need to, get out if I need to. Getting a drink at the bar took forever, and it just wasn't worth the aggravation at this point. So we both agreed that we were ready to go. Usually we would have stayed out all night. 2 a.m. is, the norm, or was the norm, I should say. And I mentioned before that going out earlier and coming home earlier started to feel better for me personally. It was just enough social interaction for me to connect and meet new people. And let me, not to interrupt myself, but speaking of social interaction and meeting new people, something else I want to add is that you need to be careful with other people's energy. In my impromptu episode from last week, I spoke about feeling off track after my night out. And when I really sat and thought about it, I'm like, Mara, you literally were around 50,000 people over the weekend. There was so much energy and close contact with that St. Patrick's Day weekend. So it makes sense that, negativity and negative energy will not hesitate to jump on you. So please just be careful when you are around a lot of people, because their energy, whether it be negative or positive, will jump on you. But I noticed that negative energy will literally swoop right on in. So that was a quick side note, but back to what I was saying. I remember when there was a time when I hated coming home early because I thought I was missing out on something, or I wasn't going to be there, something happened. But now I enjoy coming home and doing things like working on my podcast, housework, or just catching a movie or a good show. You may start to notice that normal things like sound or light will all of a sudden start to bother you. It's like your body is sensitive to these things. So if loud music or sounds do start bothering you, you may just be noticing that you need some peace and quiet. Your body will react to what it is that it needs in that moment. So listen to those cues because they are most likely coming from your nervous system. You may be noticing that you prefer choir nights, self-development, or spiritual practices like praying or meditating instead of the social scene. You should embrace that time alone and use it to level up and get ahead of this thing called life. Like one of my favorite quotes says, "She does not chase chaos. She prepares in silence and arrives transformed." That brings me to number 2. Your circle will start changing. When you are growing, relationships will naturally shift. It is going to happen. It is what it is. Don't be surprised by it. A key indicator of your circle reduction is when certain people just fall to the side and out of your life. And that is okay, because the version of you that you're becoming is disciplined and moves quiet. She does not need an audience or a crowd of people backing her. You need to figure out who to take to this next chapter with you. This process needs some critical thinking, guys. Critical thinking of who is worthy enough to be in your presence. So standards tend to rise with elevation. For example, there can be somebody that you've been hanging around for 10 plus years, and then all of a sudden you don't feel obligated to see them, to spend time with them, or to keep up with them anymore. It's not because you guys aren't friends anymore or that you're mad at them. It's literally the fact that you have outgrown them. You may be moving differently now, and they aren't moving in the same direction you are going. So something that my therapist explained to me is that you have different friends for different things. For example, you have friends that you can vent to, and you know they won't tell a soul, they'll keep your business quiet, and they actually may give you sound advice. On the other hand, you may have friends that you can attend social events with, but you wouldn't tell this person a lick of your business because you know they would broadcast it. So you need to learn what category your friends / acquaintances fall into, so you can better assess if you should pull your energy back or not. Use your discernment to figure this out. Trust your gut on where to lead you when it comes to this. Pay attention to the actions and words of these friends, because once you stop doing the one thing or the things that connected you to them, they typically will fall aside. So you won't even have to, do much. Once you start elevating your life and stop doing certain stuff, certain people will just disappear. And that's fine. That's okay. A lot of people want to stay stuck in the same loop. So once you realize you want better or different for yourself, they will typically hermit away. Once you realize you want better or different for yourself, you will typically hermit away from the people doing the things that the old you used to do. So you have to be comfortable with leaving people behind, because not everyone can elevate with you. It may be strange, it may feel funny, but trust me, Angel, it is okay. The third thing is that you feel a strong pull towards purpose. And you may start questioning your career, lifestyle, or habits because you feel called to do something deeper. This is the most exciting one. You may start asking yourself, is this really what I want in life? What do I really want in life? What am I really meant to do? Where am I really meant to be? For me, this one was creating my podcast. Prior to my podcast, I was searching for a way to help other people. I knew that I had a message and that I could lead others in a better direction, but I didn't know how. So I started a brand and a YouTube channel called Her Hippie TV 9 years ago, guys. It was 9 years ago, but I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. I always loved creating my own show. I know that Her Hippie TV helped me prepare for this journey that I'm on now. I started this idea after I realized there were so many people like me wanting to start over and become the best version of themselves. This idea became an even stronger one once all my friends were single at the same time. That has never happened before. So when it did, I found myself giving advice because I had just gone through a breakup a little over a year prior, and I was doing better than ever. I saw so much of myself in others, and I wanted to help. I prayed for God to show me my purpose and put me on a path He wanted me to be on. And this is where He led me. I was so inspired by others that this podcast just poured out of me, y'all. And before I knew it, I was 4 episodes in. I had 4 episodes planned out for you all. So what you are, meant to do will have a strong, strong pull on you. It will keep surfacing until you tap into it. So these are I feel like, tips for you as far as your purpose and what you should do with it. So write whatever this thing is out. Piece of paper, laptop, whatever you have to do, write it out. This may look like a business, going back to school, a channel, a restaurant menu, etc. Whatever it is, make it a priority. It needs to be prioritized over everything. Once you write it down, figure out how you can execute it. So what I did was I literally researched how to start a podcast, and I was giving a plethora of ideas for equipment, pricing, and platforms for me to do it with. I researched nonstop, and I was ready to get it out because I already saw myself as a podcast host. You know what I'm saying? Show up as her. Show up as that future self. I was already showing up as Mara Noir Sinclair, the podcast host. Executing it will require a plan. This plan might not be perfect, but it's your true purpose. It will always work itself out. Just like me right now. Like when I talk to you guys, I may stumble over a word or I may say something incorrectly. I'm not editing it out because this is me. This is real. This is raw. This is what I have to offer to you all. And I know that God put me in this place to offer it to you all because I'm not perfect, but I'm still going. I'm still showing up. I'm still showing you the real me because I know that there's peace on the other side. There is, learning on the other side. There's so many gifts on the other side that I'm not editing anything out. Like, you guys are going to get to know the real, the raw, the me. So I'm still learning things about my business and what it will take to become successful, but I'm so invested because it's coming with such ease and flow. Naturally, ideas will come to you for your true purpose, so trust the process. Another thing I will say about your purpose is that it's yours. It belongs to you. Nobody else can share or have your purpose. God put you on this earth to do, His will, something that is only for you. So often we try to include others on our true purpose because we are scared that it won't work. We want someone there just in case, and we have to shift that mindset. As I stated, starting out won't be perfect. Again, i.e., I just told you, I stumble over words. I might say something incorrectly. It will not be perfect. But as long as you grow in your purpose will grow. So you guys are growing up together, your purpose and yourself. You don't want to pull someone along with you because your idea or your passion may not be theirs. And that's when things start to fall apart. So trust yourself and you will be so surprised what you can create. That brings me to number 4. You become more self-aware. That's the other great part of this. You learn yourself. You learn who you are. You learn the things that you can do. And you're like, damn, I'm dope. So you will start noticing your patterns, your triggers, and your behaviors more clearly. These are the key 3 moments of realization when we look at being more self-aware. The first is healing. So healing, becoming more self-aware is probably why you're on this healing journey in the first place. This is probably what got you here in the first place, is the fact that you are healing. You want to be different. You want to change. You want things to get better. You probably started to notice that you're tired of the same toxic loop and want it better for yourself. You probably were tired of being triggered and acting erratically. That's the worst. Ugh. Cringe. More than likely, depression started to set in. Or you were just always in a bad mood. Suddenly, you got sick and tired of feeling this way. Suddenly, that word suddenly is crazy because God can do it in an instant. You got sick and tired of feeling this way. You recognized this and decided to change it. Kudos to you. You started to pay attention to what or who bothered you and wanted to be done once and for all. That is where healing came into play. To be self-aware in that manner is amazing. It's amazing. It means that you saw something you didn't like and wanted to change it. You wanted to feel good and be free. In episode 1, when I introduced myself, I spoke about this same process, and being self-aware led me to Her Healing TV. I was tired of how I was feeling in my relationship. And once that relationship was over, it was just like I don't know, just something came out of me, and I was like, I'm ready to do this. I want to show people that there is love and self-positivity on the other side. The second key realization is accountability. Whew, this one right here, being accountable. Once you start flowing through your healing journey, you start holding yourself to a different standard. That standard is called accountability. You stop blaming others for your problems. When things go wrong and when things don't work out, you stop looking for a way out and start looking inward and figuring out what you could have done differently. Your mindset will switch from victim to critical thinker and problem solver. That is beautiful. Accountability is so sexy and powerful. It says, yep, I messed up. I'm human. I'm not perfect, but I owned up to it. And who gonna check me? You give yourself grace when you take accountability. You also take your power back from others that think they have one up on you. You want to be that person that has integrity, that does the right thing when no one is looking, and hold yourself, like I said, to a different standard. Like, nah, that wasn't right, and I can admit to it. That is like one of the best traits you can have as a person. So once you get and master that, nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take the fact that you own up to your shit. The last key realization moment that you will realize is personal growth. These are small wins and things you achieve through healing. You start to realize that you are learning from your mistakes, finding self-guidance by going through changes and challenges, and leveling up spiritually. You have to celebrate your personal growth because you didn't come this far just to come this far. But didn't Kim K say that? Kim Kardashian, did she say, I didn't come this far just to come this far? And it's so true. Like, you came this far for what? Just for you to go back? No, we're not doing that. We're moving forward. And that's all that's all what growth is about, is moving forward. Realizing something, changing it, moving forward. Going back, realizing, changing, moving forward. So you came with intention and purpose. I'm going to say that again. You came with intention and purpose. You know why you're here. It will start showing without effort. Your garden will start blooming and blossoming. You will start feeling protected and chosen. Once you get that first taste of personal growth, you won't think about turning back. That feeling is beautiful. So the next up, number 5, is solitude feels necessary. So you guys all know how I feel about solitude. By now, you all should know how I feel about solitude. It is my happy place. I'm literally recording this episode in my closet by myself. Just to put it out there. So take what you want from that. Take it how you want. Whatever. And I'm going to preach it again for the sake of this podcast. You may spend more time alone, not because you're lonely, but because you are recalibrating. Growth often requires distance from distractions so you can hear your inner voice. It is so easy for us to get distracted and sucked back into bullshit, which is why we need time to ourselves. I've learned that when you are alone, you are less likely to hear drama and focus on things that don't serve you. This may sound harsh, but I've also started to block people on social media that don't serve any purpose in my life. Like, if I'm not learning anything from you or interested in what you have to say, or, your bullshit, I hit the ones who click and remove you from my presence. Call it what you want, but my standards have elevated, and they are elevating. So if you start feeling the same way, you are outgrowing your old life, my love. And I got you back with this level of growth. I'm so proud of you. This brings me to number 6. Your standards get higher. You are raising the bar, my star. You're raising it. Raising your standards is like liquid gold. It cuts out so much fluff in your life. Once you raise your standards, the right people will flock to you and just yearn to be in your presence. They will feel that no bullshit aura and act accordingly. Anyone that has a problem with your standards getting higher does not need to be in your bubble. They don't need to be around. Just straight like that. Don't settle. Don't shrink. Don't lower your standards for anyone. If it doesn't fit with the future you, it's not for you. So remember my ex, for the sake of this podcast, Italian Jit. He used to always say, you think you're better than somebody. You think you're better than people. And in my head, I used to think, no, I'm too good for you. And you can't stand that. Because I had never said anything to that effect to him at all. Like, I've never told him, oh, I'm better than you. I've never said that. I would never say that. But he always said it back to me, projecting, i.e. He knew it. He knew that I was too good for him, and he tried to project his thoughts on me because it was just shit from him that I would not tolerate. And people will try to do that. They will try to project on you. Oh, you think you're better than somebody. You don't hang around me no more. No, I don't. You're not doing the things that I am wanting to elevate to. You're not the person that I want to be around anymore, and that's okay. I knew that back then, but baby, I know for sure now. But my mindset shifted around what he was saying. You see how that works? The shift, we got to always shift that mindset. So now if anyone says, Mara, you think you're better than people, I will simply reply, no, but I'm better than the old me. You see how that works? You see how you can shift around people's bullshit and not take it in? Again, if somebody ever says to me again, you think you're better than people. No, I am better than the old me. I'm better than the person that I used to be. Now, you take that how you want to. Take that and run with it. Do whatever you need to do with it. I'm better than the old me, which the old me and the habits and things that I used to have, I no longer have those. So if they are something that you have, then hey, that's on you. But it gives them elevating. So stop hating. Stop hating. I'm elevating. I'm rhyming today, y'all. I got bars. And stop trying to bring me back to the old me. I don't want that version of me. She's gone. I don't want that version of me. So anybody trying to bring me back to that old version gotta go. They cannot stay here. Anything sent to drain me has to go. And people can't stand when you start to better yourself. It's like they're secretly high key. You caught that? Secretly high key, asking, how dare you want better for your life? And those are the people you get rid of, because raising the bar for relationships, how people treat you, and the environments you allow yourself in, now that is bad bitch energy. Moving on to number 7. You feel uncomfortable, but also excited. This is my last one, y'all. Yes, you feel uncomfortable, but you also feel excited. Outgrowing your old life can feel like being between two versions of yourself. The old you is fading away, but the new you is still being born, because that's what we're doing. We're being reborn, right? It's a spiritual term, being reborn. This can feel extremely confusing, but it's where transformation happens. I always talk about how you need changes and real life challenges to grow and to be able to transform into the new you. The best breakthroughs usually happen because of breakdowns. I've heard so many people reference that, and it's so true. The best breakthroughs usually happen because of breakdowns. When you get to a point where you get so low that the only way to go is up, and you break through that old version of yourself. I'm still transforming, and I'm in love with the woman that I am becoming. Again, sometimes it's uncomfortable for me, but I'm excited because I'm like, I know there's this new version of me. She is on the brink. She is surfacing. She is walking in her purpose. She is a bad bitch. She's doing this. She's doing that. And I get so excited, and it makes me want to keep going. She isn't perfect, but she's powerful. Growth is uncomfortable. Just like a muscle being worked in the gym. Y'all know I got to throw a gym reference in there. Just like a muscle being worked at the gym, you work that muscle with weights. You put it through absolute hell. You strengthen it. It hurts and it's sore. But once you give it some tender loving care, stretch and relax it, it grows stronger and stronger each time. That is what transformation is for us. Before I get out of here, I want to say that sometimes the discomfort you feel isn't all bad. Outgrowing your old life is a sign that you are evolving into the person you are meant to become. The key is trusting the process and allowing yourself to release what no longer aligns with your future. It's intentional, Ella. I love you all. Thank you for coming to hear me rant and rave. Just trying to get you to understand that you are on the right path. And that you're going in the right direction. Thank you for joining me today. Here I guide women through discipline, self-development, meditation, and emotional regulation to create lasting transformation. By blending feminine softness with structured ambition, I teach women how to build divine bodies, regulated minds, and elevated standards. This is not chaotic growth. This is intentional evolution. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a woman who's also in her transformation era. And remember, healing, growth, and power can exist at the same time. Again, Her Healing TV is now on Apple Podcasts. It is on Amazon. It is on Spotify. So please like and share. Leave a nice comment. And let's do this thing together, guys.